Those were the days, my friend.
Well, how's it, people?
You don't sound quite yourself. Put more vigor into it.
No. I'm old now. I can't do that anymore.
Hi, Bob.
Today, we're taking a trip down memory lane. And we're gonna talk about what it was like growing up back in the day. You know how old people love talking about back in the day. This is your chance to like go all out talking about back in the day.
Minutes.
Oh yeah, we only have 20 minutes.
You're gonna need a few sessions.
We're gonna need a few sessions because I told my father that we're doing this video and show them the research that you did for the video.
Volumes.
Firstly, he went and showered, then he went and shaved, he put cologne on as if you can smell him.
Yeah.
And then he went and did research for this video. So
Tell him how he normally looks unshaven.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about back in the day and like contrast it with growing up today. I mean, I was born in 1989, but basically I'm a 90s kid. So it was very different to growing up in the 60s, 70s. Let's first talk about like the most famous thing that old people love to talk about back in the day, and that's like prices of things.
Yes, well, thank God I was in the habit of recording things from the time I was a youngster. We shall refer to book 1.
You think the dating of things is bad? Look at all of this. He's written down, this is since 1991, like prices of things.
It couldn't be 91. I remember way back.
No, before 1991, but this one is from 1991.
And that one?
1984.
1984. He's been recording like prices of things. God knows why. Well, I mean, clearly it was for this video.
Yeah.
1984, September, 3 kgs of mussel cracker.
The muscle cracker was alive then.
What even is that?
Mussel, it's the fish. Mussel cracker. 17 rand. 17 people. 17 rand. 3 kgs. Today you won't even get the eye for 17 rand. Half a dozen rolls. Half a dozen. Look here. Half a dozen rolls. 67 cents.
How much are half a dozen rolls now?
Half a loaf of brown bread. 21 cents.
I don't even think the 20 cents coin
Come on, chaps.
even exists.
What has happened to us? Quarter bunny. That must have been a chicken or mutton
No,
bunny.
we vegetarians.
Yeah, you don't even eat mutton.
Focus on that price. They may not be.
1 rand. Quarter bunny. 1
that was
rand.
1984.
So this was 1984. Like the quarter bunny
20,
for
yeah,
1
1
rand. I can't believe a quarter bunny was 1 rand.
But surely you filled petrol. Check this out. How much
You know, I think I had a separate book for
Oh,
vehicles.
Lord, now you must go find it.
Listen to this. Nando's, 13 September 1991. 1 whole barbecue chicken, 17 rand.
Oh my word.
Now it'll be like over 100, I think.
Yeah, it's 200 rand.
21 rand, I think.
Bread.
Sorry, 21 cents
Okay.
for half a loaf.
Right.
For half a
Supposing it
loaf.
was.
Woolworths clothing, Sandhira.
Oh, what did you buy for
16 rand. We bought you an expensive.
What can you find
outfit.
in Woolworths today for 16 rand? Not
The
even
packet.
Clicks, Lego, Sandhira. Lots of things for me.
Exactly.
Kavita sweets. So I got Lego, Kavita got sweets, and
Yeah. and,
And Tim?
yeah, what? Sandhira got shoes for 15 rand.
It's a
What
nation.
year was this? 91.
In terms of your upbringing, how was that different? Like, what were your parents like when it came to discipline and stuff? Because if I think about my upbringing, okay, granted, Kim, Kavita, and I were good. We were good children, relatively.
Because you had good parents.
No, I think we were just born quiet. If you told us to do something, we did it. Yeah, we were very obedient, good children. So what?
Oh, no, look, the discipline was vastly different from then to now. I think it changed as the generations changed. So
Yeah.
from my grandfather's time to my father's time to now, you could see a softening in the discipline. Then it was military style. My dad was the headmaster of the school, so he needed to set an example. So he made sure in the morning every hair was in place, greasing our hair with coconut oil, making sure there was a straight pathway.
But my father wasn't a principal, but we were also brought
No,
up just like
absolutely.
that.
But if I think about our schools, I think South African schools in general are very disciplined. Like my primary school and high school, we did inspection every 2 weeks. Your nails had to be a certain height, your hair had to be tied up.
No, that-
Length. But in school, if you were not dressed according to code of conduct or whatever, like how did they discipline you? Did they hit you or what?
Oh, we were caned. We were caned. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
You flouted the law, you were sent to the office.
But you know, back in the day,
Right,
how often
you know.
can you recall learners in your class came dressed in something else besides the uniform?
Oh no, you
No,
dare not.
you wouldn't.
You dare
They
not.
didn't
But
follow.
even at school, we wouldn't dare.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that South African schools are like so strict with uniform and code of conduct. But we were obviously never caned if our skirt was too short or something. We would just get told to go home and dress or whatever. And then at home, what was discipline like?
We had to be so disciplined, especially when our parents were around. We learned in time that when my father drove in, and if you saw dust, in other words, he was driving in fast, you ran to your room and you looked busy. You dared not be fooling around because you knew he was in a bad mood. I learned the hard way because the one day I happened to be outside playing with I think it was my wheel and stick, and I was pushing that around and enjoying myself. And he came back from some meeting in a huff and he parked right there where I was playing with this wheel, got off the car, and it just so happened that there were a few pieces of paper lying there. And in his traditional way, with his finger going like this, I guess you did not see these papers. Are you waiting for me to pick them up? In that harsh tone. And the tears were just rolling down my cheeks. And
Even with us, my grandfather would not be happy if he saw papers lying anywhere.
oh, absolutely.
You just picked up the papers. I don't know how you left the paper.
But you are like that now.
But I was brought up by my grandfather. What should he?
My grandfather that was a different kettle of fish. He was definitely from the military. When my one young uncle was caught smoking, he set an example with him. He had the sticks ready for the day, and all of us had to assemble in the courtyard. And there was this platform on which was the tank, and there was enough space there. He made him stand on that platform, and we had to witness him getting the hiding of his life. That guy never smoked again.
My grandfather, you knew when you cannot cross that line. No.
Exactly.
But also he was very playful with us and he'd do things with us that
Yeah.
we remember till now.
When it was time to play,
Yeah.
they played. But when it was time to walk, you walked.
Yes,
If
he
you
came
were
to
slack,
play, yeah.
you got it.
Isn't it amazing how like so much changed when it was your generation? I definitely wasn't as terrified of the two of you as the way you describe your.
Oh, definitely not.
But it definitely eased as the
Yeah,
generations went on.
I'm worried about your children.
Yeah, I don't know what.
They're born hooligans.
Yeah, they'll just be running wild and
Yeah.
free. No, but if my child is like me, it'll be a very good child. And then in terms of like showing love in your family, how did they?
That was a difficult concept for the older generation.
That for Indians in general, showing love is a very
No,
difficult
It
thing.
was almost non-existent.
Yeah. My friend and I were joking and saying brown people are not good in general at showing affection.
Yeah.
And the way we show our love is by sending our kids to like good schools and to making sure that there's food on the table. But when it comes to showing affection,
No. I cannot remember being carried by my grandfather. He never showed us any affection. And he never even held me, never even hugged me. But, he did not mean any harm.
Yeah.
He was watching over you. He watched us as children when he was busy in the yard. His one eye was there, and no danger could come to us. He was always on the alert. Yet my father was so different. He was so warm as a person. Children just loved him to bits, and he would carry them and he would tell us stories.
and then like what did you do when it came to playtime?
Because there was no social media things, TV and all these gadgets, we had to be outdoors. I think as boys we were luckier because the girls had to stay inside and help with housework and things.
No,
But
don't worry. We were stood outside up on the trees.
yeah,
running
I
wild.
know.
Actually, even in our time, there wasn't like cell phones came so much later. So actually, Kim and I spent a lot of the time outside playing imaginary games and climbing
Yeah.
the trees and
Absolutely.
yeah.
Luckily, we were here on the farm, which gave
Yeah.
us more opportunities.
Yeah.
Running around.
So that's kind of like one thing that we had in common. Yeah, playing outside imaginary games.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to getting together and doing things with your family, because these days no one has time.
Back
Like-
then, every weekend, all
Yeah.
my aunts and everybody used to be there.
I feel like in your time, every weekend there was
Yeah.
like the house was packed.
But every day we had visitors, just like that.
Oh, visitors galore.
Every day.
As the one car left, the other one was coming.
Like to me, that's so weird because no one visits us, and even we don't like go anywhere. Like there's just no time.
Oh man, the family, they just waited for the school holidays. Then you'd get a whole load of them coming with their bags. Somehow we found the space for them to sleep on the floor, put the mattresses down. And there was enough food for everyone. And oh man.
Oh, what? So, what about like talking about love? Were you like scared to tell your parents
Yeah, dead scared.
that you found someone?
Dead scared.
I wasn't lost.
Wait, come in here.
Oh no, I was terrified. I had to think about it and think about it and how do I tell him? How do I tell him?
Did you sit them down, your parents together, and tell them, make a big
No.
announcement?
Look, mother didn't matter. Mother didn't matter. It was father. Father, you had. I was scared of, and I had to go through him first. Then I just plucked up the courage and just told him one day.
So how he reacted?
Oh, very calmly.
Oh.
Very calmly. I was so relieved. Yeah.
He must have said, please, I must meet this silly girl. Eh?
I think if I meet someone, I don't think I would be as scared.
No.
Not at all. I'll just tell you.
I think I had to take that go.
What was it like growing up in South Africa in the 60s, 70s? No, not 60s, you're too young.
Yeah, too young.
So 70s. What was it like? As an Indian person.
As an Indian person, remember, as non-whites in this country, we were faced with the apartheid system. It affected us all in different ways. Each person you speak to will have something he can talk about.
We didn't meet any other race groups, you know.
No, we were confined
Yeah.
to our own.
Everyone was segregated.
We had separate entrances for places like Wimpy. They had a hatch, and us non-whites had to stand outside and be served through a hatch. You couldn't go inside.
Was it a white who served?
It was a white, but you were shivering and shaking to ask him for what you wanted.
As if it was for
You had to have it right, otherwise he was going to bark.
Oh, just a dog.
So it was scary. It was scary in those days.
Yeah.
When I went to college to study agriculture, we were sent to Sandhira Agricultural College. And we were like happy and proud to tell someone that. But if only they knew what we went through over there, you know, it was ridiculous. We were never allowed on the main campus because of our skin color. They kept us in a shed, in a fertilizer shed. Not even chairs. They made us sit on crates, all because of the apartheid system and what they did to us. It was mediocre. The training they gave us was mediocre. And so that when it came to being on the field and advising farmers, I was highly inadequate. I learned a lot more about farming from my dad than I did in all the years at college. When I was on campus, it was in 1989. 1989, the year you were born, I was on campus and I joined the Mass Democratic Movement protest march with some of our lecturers. We were protesting for the release of Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
That release Mandela's campaign was getting stronger and stronger by the day.
Yeah.
And I joined that march. And then those big Nyala vans just came onto campus and just captured us all and threw us into the van. And we were taken from one prison to the other and were thrown into jail for one night without food or water. We were released the next morning. A Dr. Chetty, who was a gynecologist,
Not our family.
in Pietermaritzburg, he bailed us out. He came there with packets of samosas, hot samosas. Oh my word.
And you must know how he loves potato samosas.
It was a godsend. We felt so good that we had done something, you know, for the struggle. But yeah, to answer your question, growing up in that time made us strong people, made us determined people. It humbled some of us, and we learned to live through all of that and just become better people. And I think that's why South African society now is so good. We're such a good cosmopolitan society. I think outsiders coming from other countries see us as being very friendly, helpful people, crime aside and the nonsense. But no, South Africans are good people.
Look at that. Oh, we're good people.
Okay. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's safe to say we live in a very different time now. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think I'm grateful to live now in this time. More freedom, but some would argue too much freedom. But I think just more freedom to be yourselves, you know? Like people are allowed to be themselves more.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm
just go stab somebody.
Oh Lord. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like anyway. Don't forget to follow me on all the social media. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to join my channel. And I will see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.
Bye.
Are we going for a milkshake now?
I need